Bernie Sanders has unveiled a new ad attacking the current economic and political system, as well as Hillary Clinton, as well as Donald Trump. Let's watch.
It's the art of the steal, and it's hiding in plain sight. The ultra-rich employ an army of lobbyists to write tax policy to avoid paying their fair share. It's a part of the corrupt political system that keeps in place a rigged economy, where Wall Street buys off elections and stops meaningful oversight. Nothing will change until we elect candidates who reject Wall Street money. Send a message to Wall Street banks and the billionaires. Enough is enough.
I'm Bernie Sanders, and I approve this message.
You're not going to believe this, but we did not actually write that ad for him. He came up with it himself, and it's awesome. And Sanders supporters are going to love that. Independents, a lot of people who support Donald Trump even are going to look at that and be like, oh, no, that's right. That's exactly what I've seen happening. That is what our country is. And tons of Hillary Clinton supporters. I'm not saying they're going to turn away from her. They wanted to be president. They've wanted it for 8 or 10 or 20 years. But they know that that's right. They'll vote for her anyway, but they know deep down inside that that perfectly describes the problem.
I think you're missing a significant portion of people. I don't know, maybe I've been on this train for years. If you run that ad, and I'd like to do a case study, or just a study in general, just run that ad in front and let them watch it once, the majority of people, and don't even ask what their political leanings are, and say, what was this ad about? What happens? How is our government corrupt, and how is it being bought? And they go, I don't know.
What?
I guarantee people don't know what the hell just happened. I guarantee you, it was too quick. It was too quick. That's why, again, if you sit and listen to Bernie Sanders, like he said, you guys think I'm only talking about this. I have a 3-hour stump speech. You should listen to more of it. Because you have to sit and listen to the whole thing to figure out how it works. Or do it as many times as we've said it here. We live it. So if you sit and watch a 30-second ad, you're going to go, oh. So somebody's okay. Moving on. Is my show back on yet? It's the way it works, man.
I'm not sure I disagree with Jayar. So I'm going to do my version of that ad in a second. But let's watch it again. And now think of Jayar's criticism here.
It's the art of the steal, and it's hiding in plain sight. The ultra-rich employ an army of lobbyists to write tax policy to avoid paying their fair share. It's a part of the corrupt political system that keeps in place a rigged economy, where Wall Street buys off elections and stops meaningful oversight. Nothing will change until we elect candidates who reject Wall Street money. Send a message to Wall Street banks and the billionaires. Enough is enough.
I'm Bernie Sanders, and I approve this message.
Okay, oversight, legislation, Congress, bought government.
Bernie.
I guarantee a lot of people are sitting there going, wait, Congress does what? People don't know Congress makes laws. They don't know that. They think the president makes laws. That's why people say the president's the most powerful man on earth. He doesn't make any laws. But people go, the Congress does what? And the oversight of what? Oversight of what the banks are doing.
Bad, then
I'm telling you, but you have to do it quickly. Yeah. There's so many words in there people have to know the extended meaning of that they don't know. They don't get any of it.
So I love the message of the ad, but unfortunately I'm going to have to agree with JR. And the art of the steal is very clever, and that'll work in the media. So the media will pick it up more. They'll go, oh, art of the steal. I play off of art of the deal for Donald Trump. I get it, right? But for people, you have to stop being subtle. So the ad I would have run is saying, take whichever is the largest Wall Street donor to, he's running against Hillary Clinton. I don't know why he's playing patty cakes, right? I would take that person. Let's say it's Goldman Sachs gave her $675,000 for the speeches, not even for her campaign, right? And I would show $675,000, and I'd show a banker shoveling it over and stuffing it into Hillary Clinton's pockets. And then I'd go, we used to call that bribery. Vote for Bernie Sanders. Okay?
Yeah.
Bang. Bang. Okay, did anybody miss that?
People would get that, and then now all that's left is convincing them that it's true. That's all that's left. But that's, at least, it's a lesser step than trying to convince them what all this means. It has to be quick, and we talk about how Republicans say quick and fiery things. Good guy, bad guy, gun, no. Death, thug. It's like, it's quick.
Bible, yes. Gun, yes.
The words,
libs, no.
The words are no longer than 6 letters long, and that's it.
So why don't we make that ad?
Yeah, well.
Why don't we have an ad division? We can make some money.
No, but seriously, this gets to a very, very important point, which is that, unfortunately, I think Bernie Sanders, A, waited way too long to attack Hillary Clinton, and B, even when he is doing it in a way that the media is appalled by. They said that was a brawl out in Brooklyn last night, and how dare he, like when he, the media is so conservative and by that I mean pro-establishment, that when Bernie Sanders said, you know, Netanyahu's not always right. Netanyahu is a neocon right-winger who's the prime minister of Israel. It's like saying Dick Cheney's not always right. The media in the room gasped, like, oh! Like, they're so unbelievably conservative, right? And others, Vanity Fair wrote that the media found that to be a shocking moment.
Yeah.
Why would it be shocking that a left-wing presidential candidate doesn't agree with a right-wing candidate in Israel? Why would that be shocking, right? But anyway, so that in the midst of this conservatism, you can't, and they're, you know, the deck is stacked against you. You got to go, 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 and you got to hit hard. You can't pause. You can't, I mean, every day of this election was so important because he has caught up to her. Now he's leading by 5 points in the national polling, but he's down about 200 delegates, and it's going to be really hard to catch up. He should have been doing this and much more aggressive. I don't know if it's not in his nature, and maybe it's not, right? Like I get a sense from him and his campaign, from people I've talked to there, they would never make that bribery ad. They should have made that ad on day one, and you know what would have happened? He'd have won. As it stands now, look, anything could happen. He might still win, but he's down when he didn't need to be. Maybe, of course. And look, you got to remember, I might be wrong because I'm super aggressive. And if he was super aggressive from the beginning, when people didn't know him well enough, maybe he would have turned people off, right? So I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but I certainly would have liked to have him go and make that point in a way that JR is talking about at least 2-3 months ago. Once you won New Hampshire by 22 points, you have an excellent chance of being the next president of the United States. That's when you go and you go 100 miles an hour and you don't give a damn what the media says about how you should be polite or tone it down.